What's up, everybody, and welcome to the SaveState, a channel about all the things you love in nerd culture. I'm your host, Landon Barton, and joined with me is Ryan Royal and Barclay Sylvester. Today, we're going to be talking about The Last Guardian, and oh my god, this game has been in development forever.
Yeah.
10 years, right?
More than 10, I think. I think it's at least 10.
Yeah.
It's at least 10. So the reason why this is back in the news is Sony continues to say, yeah, we're developing it. Team ICO is still making this game. It's fine. The trademark on The Last Guardian has lapsed, and they picked it back up, and so that brought it back up in the news. Like, is this done? Or are they still doing it? Yeah. Why is this game important? What's happening?
Lapsed for the second time or third time?
At least second.
Yeah.
At least second. I don't know.
I missed our chance to pick that up and do it ourselves. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could have grabbed it.
Well, do it as an iOS
welcome
game.
to The Last Guardian. Anyway, I think it'll still come out. I think they've got Sony behind them, so there's always going to be money.
It's the only way they can continue to develop
Because
this.
they're Team ICO, that's their parent company, is Sony, correct?
Right.
Sony Corporation.
Right.
Okay.
And if it wasn't going to come out, Sony I think would just disband the studio, because why keep them around? They're not putting out it. They did the HD remaster of Shadow of the Colossus and ICO, which I played. They were great. I think that's probably why The Last Guardian's been delayed, is some of the team was working on that.
Well, some of the team was working on that. Ueda, the original creative director for the entire thing, he's actually left.
He's gone.
Really?
Yeah. He still is supposed to be like overlooking
Yeah.
The Last Guardian, but how much is he really overlooking it? I'm not sure. And was that an impact on the dev team? I don't know. Yeah.
It could have led to some creative differences, like if somebody was stepping in to take over his place of how he was spearheading the direction of the game, and I mean, they could have definitely caused some issues with how to approach it.
Take this into consideration.
Okay.
Since the last time a Team ICO game since the Shadow of the Colossus was released, Naughty Dog, developer everybody knows and loves, has released Uncharted 1, 2, 3, The Last of Us, and DLC in the time that they have not made a new game. Yeah. So if you take that in consideration, like, what the heck is happening with Japanese development teams?
Yeah.
That, like, in that process, we've gotten these absolutely incredible experiences, and they haven't made anything.
It's those really long meditation breaks they take during
But seriously, like, as several JRPG fans sitting here,
absolutely.
It's just another blow to us where we want our favorite companies to be pumping out games like Americans do. But, like, I think it comes down to somewhat Japanese corporate culture. They will just keep going with things that should have been X'd.
Yeah, and they'll wait for perfection on stuff too.
Yeah.
They're maybe a little harder on themselves than I mean, well,
It's
granted, American
speculation,
companies
but
are putting out a bunch of crap every now and then anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Unless, with the exceptions of the Naughty Dogs and things like that, where the Uncharted games are actually really good. Do you think that it should have been Last Guardian should have been something they should have nixed and said, let's move on to the next thing?
It's so hard to tell what even happened.
Because
the problem is like, I'm sure they started dev on it back in the PS2 era,
right?
And then they started. I'm sure they were making it specifically for PlayStation 3, or they tried to transition it from a PS2 game to a PS3 game.
Releases of images and things were built on the PS3 engine, correct?
Right.
Well, when it was shown off at E3, however many years ago, it was for the PS3,
Right.
and then now the PlayStation 4 is out. I surely hope that they're not going to be putting it for the PlayStation 3. It's just dead in the water at that point. So now they got to transition again.
Redo the engine.
I mean, really, my thought process is, the game's in development. Yeah, the game's going to come out. I don't think it's going to be called The Last Guardian. I don't think it's going to look anything like what we've seen of The Last Guardian. I'm sure the art style and direction has changed in the past.
It could be one of those situations where Titan, the Blizzard MMO, was in development for almost 10 years, and ultimately they axed the game, but they kept all the assets, and they're releasing Overwatch, which is...
True. Oh, sure.
So maybe they'll take... I mean, I love the art style for what we've seen in The Last Guardian.
That bird dog is awesome.
The bird dog is cool.
Everyone loves bird dog.
So if they just appropriate that art style and maybe transition to a different game, maybe that's what we'll get eventually.
Yeah. Did we know anything about the gameplay? Was it going to be a turn-based RPG? Was it going to be more similar to the puzzle-based exploration of ICO? Or...
Nothing.
Pure
no idea.
speculation.
It's all speculative.
Yeah.
Man. Well then, they could, because we didn't know much about Titan either.
Right.
Project Titan. So they.
Right.
I mean, the most you can
really.
Yeah.
You can assume based on the type of games that they put out.
An MMO set in the universe of Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh man,
I'm just kidding. You play as the Colossus.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
So third person wandering around. That's probably the most we can.
Beautiful exploration.
Yeah.
A little bit of combat.
Excellent atmosphere.
Cry at the end.
Yeah. It's not a Team ICO game if you're not crying, right?
It's true. I
don't know about that. So I don't know what to really say about this. It's a unique thing to have a conversation about with this, but I hope that they still make it. Japanese development is in a weird state in the industry right now.
We're still pulling for them.
Yeah,
really. I mean, because I know in past discussions that we've had, that was our bread and butter, was Japanese RPG games or games made by Japanese development, because that was the gold standard of quality of story, quality of art style, quality of gameplay. It was very, very solid. Now, American game companies have come up in the way that usually the first game of certain things, like take for example Mass Effect 1 or the first Uncharted game, I finally got around to playing that, and the controls are horrific.
Yeah, but first Uncharted
also
takes a
a hallmark of Team ICO, horrible controls. So
yeah, well, I mean, you have to get used to it.
Oh, the camera of ICO. Oh,
so bad. Let us know in the comments below. Do you think it's still going to come out? Is it even going to be The Last Guardian? Is it going to look anything like The Last Guardian? I certainly have my own hopes and ambitions for this, but we'll see what happens. And as always, you can find more about us. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/thesavestate. We're also on Twitter. We're at @the_SaveState. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Barclay. Thank you, viewers. We'll see you guys next time.